Hey, hi everyone, welcome. We are fearless. Wah! I really I don't want to be normal today for some reason, but I, a lot of wild hair today too. I want to really stress to you how fearless we are as human beings, that we actually, it's our right, it's our nature to be fearless. So when you think of a little kid coming into the world, they are absolutely fearless. And there's some things that happen. And I want to be clear about this. And not that I'm going to name all of them, but I want to name some of the things that happen to us. Hi, Asha. That creates fear for us. So one thing is that when we're young, like our whole childhood, there's hard things that happen, scary things that happen. And we're not given the resources to just sort of like process that fear, to just let it go. Just like, I did a video, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something, where I was actually scared to say something and I shook and I just went, I'm scared to say this. That's actually something I do all the time, because fear has a way that it moves through our physical body. And there's actually stages that it can take. And so we might shake or tremble. We might sweat. We might have a hot sweat or a cold, clammy sweat. We might evacuate. We might go to the bathroom. We might throw up. Like, there's ways that our body actually goes through fear. And these are actually really healthy things to do. But the way that we're structured as humans, we actually stop those processes. And so when we look at an antelope who is about ready to get eaten, that I've seen this before actually in nature, not myself, but on TV, on nature shows, where a lion might run after an antelope and get it, and the antelope goes into freeze mode. Actually, it feigns, and it just lays there like it's dead. And the lion thinks it's dead, and it just is taking a moment before it starts to eat it. And then and it might get distracted a little bit. And so what happens is that antelope isn't dead, and it jumps up and it runs away. And the lion is caught off guard. And what happened is that that antelope will go and be free, and it'll shake. It'll shake its whole body, because that's how it releases the fear. So fear is a huge, huge topic. And so when we're children, we have tons and tons, thousands and thousands of experiences that scare us. And if we're sensitive, there's so many things that can scare us. And so it could be something as simple as slamming the door, or there's a scary person near us. There's so many things that scare us as kids, and we don't process those things. And so we carry and we layer fears in our body. And so that's why I want to say, though, that it's important to notice that, because in truth, we're actually fearless. And then another thing that happens as adults, during childhood and as adults, is that we become, I'm just going to say, compliant with social norms, right? Cultural norms that are expecting us to behave a certain way and act a certain way and not express ourselves the way that we want to express ourselves. And we're really seeing that with, children or adults who are autistic, or people who are neurodiverse that get ostracized from society, or people who have special needs that get ostracized because they express themselves in a different way, or artists who get ostracized because they express themselves in a way that's outside of cultural norms. And they oftentimes tend to be quite healthy, because they're like, F you, I'm just going to be myself anyway, right? But there's so many of us who are kind of comply with cultural norms, but yet we have a different way of behaving or acting or being, or want to behave or act or be in a different way. And so we struggle with how to maneuver through social situations when we're a little bit different. I would say I fall into that category, and I'm okay with it. So that's another one. And part of the social norms too have to do with economics, in terms of what oftentimes happens is, we buy a house, or some people buy a house or have a place to live, and they have an economic situation that is the best that they can do, apparently, at that time, right? And then we sort of just stay with that economic situation. I mean, we might sometimes have a vision or a dream of something different, but we have kids, we have a family, we get busy, we just do the best that we can, and we forget to dream, and we also put a sort of a ceiling on ourselves. We put a ceiling on what we think we're capable of doing, what we're capable of achieving in our lives, who we're capable of being in our lives. And we keep that ceiling for years and years and years. And that's another way that we create that ceiling is fear. That's all it is. It is just a boatload of fear right above us that we can't achieve more than this. And that everyone around us also starts to think that we have that ceiling. And so it just gets to be sort of the manifested norm, our own cultural norm that gets put onto us that we actually create for ourselves because we're not awake, right? So when we wake up, we start to see where we've put limitations and ceilings on ourselves and where that fear exists. And so what I wanted you to say to you today is that we're actually fearless, that is who we are when we come into this world. And that's who we really can be. And when you can wake up, when you can be alive to what limitations you put on yourself. Hi, Vicki. So great to see you here. When we can wake up and become alive to those limitations we put on ourselves, we can start to see the fear and go through it, lean into it, because that fear actually goes into our body, it goes into our cells. And this is a practice that I do often. Like I have, it's called listening partnerships, where I connect with another person, and I might shake, I might cry, I might sweat, I might get really hot when I sort of process and work through the places where I see that fear has got stuck in my system. And so I continue to work on getting to be more fearless, and it's an amazing process. And so that's what I want to say to you today, that you are amazing and you are fearless and you are fierce, and you can work towards that, and you can be that person, and you can dream, and you can achieve those dreams, and you can have desires, and you can wake up to all those things. And that's what I want to see people, especially women, achieve, is waking up to all these desires, all these, and your own fearlessness and your own fierceness, because we have that. We absolutely have that. And so it's time to wake up. Like, what are we waiting for? It's time to wake up. So I am working on that process myself. I want other people to enjoy that, because I am breaking through some amazing things, and I'm just like, I've been doing this for several months now, and it's just incredible. So I bless your journey too, and I hope that you have an amazing journey of waking up, facing your fears, becoming fearless, moving into your desires, and becoming fearless to achieve those desires as well. So blessings on your day, and just have a beautiful, amazing day. Thank you. Bye.